Hey there. Welcome back to the Oddcast. I'm Alex.
And I'm Ricky.
And this week we're just two odd dudes who decided to start a podcast.
And this week we're talking about awkward stuff, which I would say that was a little bit awkward.
I decided to do it literally half a second before I did it.
Yeah.
I was like, what's his line? And then I was like, I'm going to make it my line.
Isn't that like when we decide to do most things is like half a second before
pretty
we
much.
do?
Yeah. This episode was probably the most premeditated episode of the last 20.
But I don't know.
No, not the hot
20.
hot wings.
The hot
that
wings one was very premeditated, and that was very post-pained.
Yeah. We thought about it before and for a few days after.
And whichever one we ate, the stuff that we don't like, I threw up.
That's true. Yeah, that one sucked.
The wings one wasn't as bad post as
that one.
As the
You're right.
gas station sushi one.
And I actually enjoyed the wings for the most part until the spicy one.
Yeah. Until Paul died.
Yeah, until then.
That was fun though.
Yeah, that was a good time.
I killed him twice with that wing sauce now.
With the spoonful.
You know what I've thought about? What if I took it all out of the bottle and just like put it as a paste over something that I cooked everyone here?
Like a lasagna?
No, like a brisket. What if I like infuse the brisket like that
with last dab.
Seasoning? Like if I did like a marinade with last dab.
Oh my gosh.
Like if I mixed some oils and last dab.
That'd be horrible.
And then I smoked it and just didn't tell
I don't even think you could smoke it without burning your eyes out. Like you'd open up your Traeger and just, oh gosh, like pepper spray hit you.
Well, today we are, you have questioned sufficiently
I just questioned
the people about
on the street.
Awkwardness.
Yes.
And what awkward things
Yeah.
are more awkward and which are less awkward, yet both still awkward.
Right. Yeah. And some of them, it's like, this is embarrassing, but I think that kind of counts. You know, it's like an embarrassing awkward.
Yeah.
Right. Because like, it's embarrassing to like throw up when you're on stage if you're like doing some act or something like that.
Yeah. But it's not awkward.
Not as awkward.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true. There's a difference there.
I feel like you got to have, you know, like a typical social interaction.
Yeah.
That goes askew.
Yeah. One that you didn't put on here, so I'm going to bring it up now.
Yeah.
In the intro.
Right.
Is when you go like with a bro.
Yeah.
Right. And you're like, you put your hand out.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I know what you're about to say.
You don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And like you go like, I am classic like, give me your hand.
Yeah.
Give me your hand.
Like bring it in
here,
for a hug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, you know, smack the back. You know what I'm saying? It's like
absolutely.
Pap, and then like maybe like you're like there and you're like
you come back out.
Right. And that's it.
Yeah, exactly.
But you got people that like start there that are like they doing that and then they go in and then they do it and then they go out and then like snap and stuff. I'm like, dude, you have to warn me before.
And I'll say I've done this to people on accident.
Yeah.
Because I'm notorious
it's awkward for everyone.
It is. Because you have to know where your hand is going. And I still fail at this all the time. But like if your hand is here, nobody knows.
Yeah.
Like you have to be here or you have to be here.
Right. You got to be one of the
It's got to be angled.
And there's people that come in really high with it. And you're like, if you come up too high of an angle, I have no idea what you're doing.
Yeah.
I'm like, do I go really low?
Yeah.
Do like I balance it out?
Get down on one knee.
So one person's up and you're like, what's up, buddy? Oh. But the other thing is like when you go to do that, and even if you don't know what they're doing or you do know what they're doing and you miss.
Yes.
And you're like,
grab the hand wheel.
You're like, instead of like here, it's like, but it's not a handshake, you know? And your hand's kind of like,
the worst
I
is
just
when
walk away.
When somebody gives you a firm man handshake, but they grab a little too early and they grab your fingers and you're like,
hurts.
great. No,
it breaks your
It hurts
finger.
your pride. Because you feel like a dainty princess who's about to get kissed on the palm. You know, like that's how I feel. Like I in this one handshake, he took away my man card.
Yeah.
It was like
maybe you should just lean into the skid.
Yeah,
you know, just like always approach with your hand this way and see what
they do. Make it a power move. Yeah,
no, you just be the guy that goes really high every time. What's up, man? Just wait. You're tall. Just like dominance, assertion right away. Go high, and then he'll be like, "What's up?"
Yeah,
man?
okay. I'm gonna start doing this. It's gonna be my thing. No,
but you got to make sure it's not too wide, or else they'll think it's a hug. You got to make sure it's very clear, like hand in front of you.
Yeah.
What's up? I'm going for a shake.
Exactly. But the hug thing, when somebody goes for a hug, but they're only doing it with one hand, That's what gets me. Because it's always like, here, you're like, do I shake that hand?
Yeah,
what do I
if
do?
it's one, I'm going instant. I'm grabbing that hand, and I'm making sure that I take the move.
Okay,
I'm grabbing your hand, pulling you in, and I'll like pat the back, you know?
Yeah.
Classic. And then I let you go.
And I think if you're going for a hug, you got to go with the like Bane walking around the corner like this. You got
Real
big
wide.
arms.
Yeah, real wide. Big.
Or at least wide arms. You don't have to have big arms, but stick them out.
Well, we've already gotten into what we think is awkward, but let's get into what people think is awkward. Let's get to the Oddcast. So the first one you asked is, how cool are you in awkward situations, which is just a sliding scale.
Right.
And I would say we're at about the 60% mark.
Something like that, which actually surprised me a little bit.
It's a little higher than
people are self-confident.
Yeah. But like there are a lot of people that like it was those that were confident through the scale.
Yeah.
Because
definitely.
they all were like, I'm always cool in awkward situations. Yeah. And then the rest of the people, which we know a lot of, were like pretty far down the list. And knowing a lot of these people, not all of them obviously, but a lot of them, they're not as cool in awkward situations as they think. Like, how did you word it? You said, how cool are you?
Yeah.
Here's the difference. Those people aren't cool.
Yeah.
As much as I love them.
Right.
They are awkward in awkward situations, and they just embrace that.
Sure. Yeah.
That is different than being cool in awkward situations.
Yeah.
A cool person in an awkward situation finds a way to smooth it out where it's no longer awkward for any party.
Right.
An awkward person in an awkward situation is okay, and they feel cool about the awkward situation while everyone else is cringing inside at the awkwardness.
Right.
Is that, you know what I'm saying?
No, I get what you're saying. Because there's there's some
cool
celebrities who can like flip it, and they're like, oh, this is now my joke. I've taken control.
Exactly. That's a cool person.
That's cool.
That's like, they turn it into a joke where the whole group is now like, it's socially acceptable to be okay with this.
I agree.
Awkward people think it's socially acceptable, but everyone else around still feels awkward.
Still feels the awkwardness. I
like,
get you there.
I don't know if I want to laugh. You know, it's like having that person in the group that like, you know, or like at high school.
Yeah.
You're like, everybody's laughing at this person.
Yeah.
And they don't realize that everybody's laughing at them. You know what I'm saying?
Are you saying you think a majority of our friends who answered it are like that, or we're all laughing at them?
I will say this.
Tell me about myself real quick.
Zach is one of the ones that answered all the way up.
Yeah.
Zach knows that he's an awkward, strange guy, right? And he is totally cool with it.
Yeah.
But there are points where his awkwardness makes those around him feel awkward, and he is okay with it and thinks it's funny, and others don't know how to respond. I wouldn't say that's cool and awkward. Right. I would say that like you are confident in yourself,
right,
in the midst of awkward, not necessarily cool and awkward.
You don't diffuse the weird tension.
No,
you lean into
that's
it.
That's leaning into the skid, right? That's what's that? Whatever. Yeah. I'm cool with it. I know I'm a weird guy.
Yeah.
This is a different thing. This is just like everyone else still feels weird, so we don't really know how to act.
No, okay, so now I want to know, what do you think of how I voted myself on this?
I don't know where you put it.
Do you think this is accurate? I probably put myself on this at 70%.
I don't think I did this scale.
You didn't do a scale for you?
Oh, I see you. Yeah. No. Yeah, okay. You did almost where average is at.
I did, I was kind of like, I saw average and I was like, nah, dang it. Like,
you're average.
Cooler, I guess.
No, I think that's a fair scale though. Like people that put themselves lower, I think they're like, most of the people I watch on here, they just avoid awkward.
Okay.
So I feel like that's why they feel like they're not cool in it, because they just avoid awkward. They're like, just won't touch that one.
Yeah.
Like they just let those moments go.
Right.
You like have the ability to, you're personable enough where you like diffuse situations at the time, but there's that other like 30-40% of the time where it's awkward, and you've made it more awkward because you've like brought the awkward to the forefront.
Yep.
And everyone else is like, yeah, we know it was awkward, but now it's more because we don't know
how to respond
to you. Like it's like when someone says a joke, you know, someone in our friend group that says a joke, and we all know where the joke came from, and then they feel the need to tell us where the joke came from, as if it will make us laugh more, and we're all like, we don't know, we haven't seen it, we know it was from The Office, Charlie. We love you, Charlie, we know it was from The Office. We're not gonna laugh when he says it because Alex has watched it,
and I already laughed at the joke in the first
and the
place.
rest of us have not, so it's not gonna be funny for us. Like we're not there yet. Yeah. It's like an inside joke. An inside joke is always awkward for those that are not a part.
Totally, yeah.
But then if you try and explain the inside joke to someone, it's just not going to connect.
Right. It's like when you like are watching a funny video that you think is funny, but nobody else thinks it's funny, and you're like, hey, isn't it pretty funny? And you're like, you haven't really laughed. But, and you're like, no, man, not that good.
Israel shows a lot of videos like that where he's like, you got to see this, and I'm like, because like his humor and mine are just different. And he watches like a lot of meme-esque YouTube videos.
Right. Which incidentally he sends to me and I laugh.
You laugh. But like, and Paul laughs like probably like 40% of the time. Right. And I'm like, but like a lot of it is you have to have other context to know why it's funny. And I don't have that. So I'm like, I don't know why I'm supposed to think this is funny. And that's what I feel is like where it's awkward. Right. And that the cool person is able to like smooth that out. Right. And make everyone feel less awkward about it. And it like diffuses tension. Right.
Like Chris Pratt. I feel like he's really good at that.
Yeah. I would agree. That is a good celebrity version of that. Yeah. Where then there's the other person that like, where I feel like I'm more of like the avoidant of, sorry, man, I don't know. I don't get it. Like, I don't get it. And they want to explain it. You're like, yeah, I stopped listening.
Yeah. see, for me, I'm a sympathy laugher. So like when there's somebody in the group who says a joke and nobody gets their laughs, I'm typically the guy who will go like,
yeah. But I think that's more of a joke person thing. Where like a person that relies more on, like, you joke a lot. Like you have yeah. You're more likely to laugh because you know the vulnerability it takes to throw a joke out there and have it fall on like deaf ears, and you're like, oh man, I don't want other people to feel that. Yeah. So you're like, I'm gonna give them a laugh.
Somebody, I was reading like a meme or some posts on Twitter or something once, and they were like, my top love language is laughs of affirmation. And I was like, I totally understand that, because as a kid who grew up trying to be like obnoxiously funny all the time, and I grew up with Micah and Austin. And I talked to Austin this week. Austin's one of the funniest dudes I know because he doesn't try, and he just says random things funnily, and I can't get on that level. Like not even close.
He just says what comes to his brain. Like his brain thinks in funny ways.
He's a comedic genius, and so I grew up always like with these two people who are just funny randomly. Micah's more awkward funny, but trying to like match them to the point now where I'm like, I'm just audacious funny. You know, I'm just
out there
trying to be obnoxious sometimes.
Yeah. It's like the magician in you.
Yeah, definitely. It's the showmanship. Yeah. I have to do something, you know?
But that's where I think like you have that ability to smooth it, but there's that side where you're like trying to smooth it, and it's one of those that you're like, the best cool part of the awkward, the best way to get to a cool part would be to let it dissipate. Yeah. And then like you talk about it, and it's like, oh no, it's bringing it back. Yeah. Like, stop talking about it. It's like, oh no, it's coming. Now we're all sitting here awkwardly again. We don't know what to say.
It's like you were going up on a roller coaster, and then you're about to go down, and then you just kept going up, and then you got to the end of the roller coaster. That thing happened.
The anxiety starts to build again. You're like, oh no, no. And then, all right, you may unbuckle your seatbelts and get out to the left of the roller coaster. You're like, oh, that was awful.
Was great. That was really like that. Yeah.
All that build up, no excitement.
Oh no, that's very me. That's very me.
But most of our people were one extreme or the other, which I find interesting.
Yeah.
Also, some of these people, I said I knew a lot of them. Some of these people I have no idea who they are.
Yeah, which is great. I feel good about that. Somebody on there put themselves at probably like 95%. Cool. And I kind of trust that.
Paul?
Because I don't think it was Paul. I thought Paul said he was 100%. Yeah,
and there's no way. Paul's not that cool. No way Paul's he gets so awkward.
He does. There's no way he's cool. That cool in awkward situations.
He's not in the room right now, so we can also talk trash about him because he also wants very much to say he's an extrovert. Which,
I somewhat agree with him.
No, he is wrong.
I somewhat agree.
You're wrong too. As someone that sits behind, I mean, his fiance says no. She gets the winning vote, okay? And as someone that sits behind the camera for 99% of what we do and is totally okay with that and has a little comfy blanket over there on the chair that he sits with his moccasins that he leaves at my house.
Right.
and he sits over and he just plays on his phone and giggles, and then every once in a while says something that like screams introvert.
That does.
Let's just be clear on that.
You're right. That does. Like, and
maybe
you might very well be right.
Extrovert tendency here and there, but pretty classic.
Maybe
introvert.
he's just an introvert who likes hanging out with his people a lot.
Exactly.
And doesn't otherwise. I guess, he does. Maybe this is going to get him in trouble. I don't think. He talks about like being at work and it being like, yeah, I don't really like hanging out with these people.
Exactly.
Which
he
maybe
doesn't really
maybe
like people.
Maybe
you ever
maybe
talk
that's
to
what
him?
it is.
He's angry all the time. It's
Yeah.
the beard.
Yeah.
He stores
He's
anger.
a bearded Hulk. Maybe that's why he said he was cool in awkward situations, because he knows he could beat anybody up.
Yeah.
He's like, I feel safe.
But again,
not
cool. He's not diffusing.
Yeah.
He's just okay.
Right.
He's like,
he knows he's going to survive.
Awkward enough, I'll punch that guy. But it's not going to be cool after that.
Do you think Paul will even listen to this episode? Oh, if he edits it.
Edit
Yeah.
it.
That's true.
But okay, let's move on to some other ones. There was one on that you didn't post, and I was like, oh, I got to bring this up, and I totally forgot what it was. Hopefully this kickstarts it as we go. Okay.
There's one that my wife told me about when we get to the very last question about awkward situations that people have seen, and you got to remind me to tell it because it's hilarious and horrifying.
All right, I will try.
Okay.
I forget a lot of things though when we're on here.
I'll try to remember it too.
What is more awkward? Replying "you too" when a waiter tells you to enjoy your food, or waving back to someone who wasn't waving at you?
Waving.
Waving is way
worse.
Yeah. I will say I was confused by this because waving was on the left, but it was the second option.
Yeah. And I went back. I saw that and I was like, oh, I goofed.
I was like, oh, wait.
Yeah.
But 74% of people said the waving. But here, I was thinking about this though.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
The waving, I feel like, is naturally more awkward.
Right.
However, I feel like for the cool person,
right,
there is a way out of waving much easier than the you too.
Oh, yeah. No,
there is no escaping you too.
Right.
Like, and I think this go like when people are like, oh, happy birthday. And you're like, you too.
Yeah.
Like, there was no escape.
Enjoy your movie.
Yeah, you too. Yeah, that's the other one I thought. But like the wave, you can make that person feel like the awkward person.
Right.
If you're good enough at it.
You can be like, oh, hi.
and they're like waving, and you're like, no, I'm talking to the other person. Like, no, I'm talking to the other person. You make them feel like the fool.
Who are you?
They were waving at someone else, and you were waving at them. And they tell you they were waving at someone else. And you're like, no, why are you talking to me? I'm waving at someone else.
So it's like a
you gaslight them.
So I'm waving at the guy behind you.
Yeah, and I'm like,
oh no, I'm talking to.
I'm like, oh no, I'm talking to someone.
Oh, okay. I'm an idiot.
Then they feel even more awkward because they thought you were the awkward one, and they brought it up.
That's true.
And now
they
feel
you
even
out.
Worse.
And then you just walk in the other direction.
Yeah.
Or you go up and hug a random stranger.
Or if you roll your eyes a little, they'll just be like, oh, wow, I'm really upset. Yeah. Then they're going to feel awkward for like 10 minutes after that. See,
when in doubt,
that's
just negligence.
That's escapable, though.
It is. You're right.
The you two is not escapable.
You two is escapable. You could be like, you two is a great band. I was just thinking.
Nobody agrees with that at this point in life.
No, you two is a terrible band. Did
you have an iPod at the point where where Apple put the U2 song on every Apple device, and everyone was
honestly the only reason I know about U2.
And everyone was like, "Why did you put this on my device?" And Apple was like, "Oh, our bad." Because so many people were mad about it.
Yeah.
I don't want this stupid song.
I remember it being on mine, and I was like, where did I even get this? Like,
my sister downloaded it again.
Probably, yeah.
She's using my stuff.
Oh.
But I tend to agree with the waving thing.
Yeah.
But as I thought more, I'm like, that is escapable.
It's escapable.
For the cool person.
Right.
Now,
if you want to lie.
Yeah. For the awkward person, it's not escapable.
Mm-mm.
You cannot. There's just like, you just have to own that one.
Right. And I think the U2 is less awkward because people who say those things like, hey, enjoy your movie, or like, enjoy your food, they get the U2 often. Right. And so they're probably just like, oh yeah. You know, like they're not walking back like that dummy.
And usually they just don't interact with it.
Right. Yeah.
But the wave person
usually
usually gives you a look that then signifies you're the dummy.
Yeah, or they walk off and they never even notice you, and you're just like standing there waving at nobody like a dummy. And like that's the worst, because I'm like, did anybody see me just be so stupid right now?
I also think waving at someone and having them not see you is equally as awkward.
Yeah.
Like if you're with somebody else and you see somebody you know and you're like, and then they don't, and like raising your hand and waving at someone.
Yeah.
If you're with someone else, like if we were together and I'm like, you naturally look.
Yeah.
Like you're like, who are they waving at?
Yeah.
And if I wave and then like, you know, Paul just keeps walking and he doesn't see me and you don't know who that is, you're going to be like, why'd you just wave at the guy? Clearly he doesn't know you. You didn't care enough to wave back. And you're like, no, I swear I know. And then you have to like justify the fact that you have other people that you know. Yeah. And they're like, why didn't they wave back? And I don't know.
No, like, I have friends.
I swear people know me and care about me.
He doesn't like waving. He's
an anti-waver.
Yeah.
He just hates the waving. He doesn't do the wave at basketball games either. He just stands and protests.
He doesn't do any kind of wave. No surfing, nothing.
He doesn't believe in the ocean.
Won't even put his things in the microwave. He's not, even small ones, he's not about.
No waves.
No waves whatsoever.
Oh, man. All right, what was the next one? Oh, 74% of people said waving was more awkward.
74?
Which is pretty high. People don't like waving.
Yeah. The next question was, what is more awkward to do in public? Farting louder than you were expecting, right? Because farting's kind of awkward, but you can play it off, right? But it's when you're expecting it to be silent and it's louder than you expect.
Yeah.
Or when you have one of those sneezes that's so hard that you just blow snot into like your hand or your elbow.
Yeah. I disagree with this one.
I disagree with all the people in this one too.
I think snot is worse.
Way worse.
Especially if you're wearing clothes that it like shows on.
Oh, 100%.
Because like, have you ever sneezed and like it didn't get on your clothes, but it like came down?
Yeah. It was just sitting on your lip,
and you gotta like cover your face and like run to find a tissue. Like, and if there's no tissues in that room, you're done. Like, what do you do? Then you have to look at everyone covering your face, and everyone's look at you like, "What? Who do you think you're Bane?"
That's what the cool person would do.
And like everyone knows that you have a booger hanging out, and you just have to be like,
and you just turn off the lights. You would think the darkness.
You just have to you have to be Bane worthy, or it's done.
You have to,
and like they're both things that people do,
right.
But just for me, and like if you I think it's even worse though if you sneeze and it like has stuff on you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's like a child. Like I feel like a child.
Yeah.
Like a little child wipes their like arm. But if you ever sneeze like when you're driving, you're just like, oh no! Like I got it on my shirt. Like, what are you gonna,
horrible.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Like, 'cause you have to do something
you
about
have
it.
To.
Oh, I just hit your phone. You have to do something about you just have a booger on your attire.
And every time you sneeze, it's not like a booger that you could just pick out. It's like the contents of your nose are on your shirt.
It's gross, man.
I don't
know why 60% of people said fart.
I don't get it. I think the difference is you can walk away from a fart triumphant. You can go like, yeah, that was me.
And you can run away.
You can run away. That's true. But the other thing is when you snot into your hand, you look like a coward. There's no way. Like there's no proud way. You can't shoulders back, you can't like head up. You're always hunched over your hands like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed."
Yeah.
There's no cool way.
No. There's no way to escape it.
Yeah. When you fart loudly, you can be like, "Yep, I farted. What are you going to do about it?"
Yeah.
That's it. And you can still look at somebody dead in the eye. You can't look at somebody in the eye with snot hanging out of your nose. Man, you're weak in that moment.
No, that would be the ultimate dominance, though. That would be the ultimate, confident person. Like, the ultra confident person just got, boogers hanging out, and they're just like, "Sup? You looking at me, bro?"
And then just stares right at you. Like, you want some of this?
That's Paul. That's like Paul answered all the way. Yeah, he's like, "Yeah, I got boogers hanging out my nose. I'll still kick you in the face."
Wow. That would be horrible.
Yeah. Also,
I would never
FYI
fight
to my wife.
Person.
You're probably already not listening to this, but don't listen to this episode because
she's about. Oh, she hates boogers, huh?
She can't hear that word. It makes her gag.
Vomit. Oof.
Yeah, I disagree with people.
I don't get how people.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
This one I thought was a good question.
Which one was this next one?
What's more awkward? What's more awkward, forgetting to zip up your pants or tell someone else?
Oh, yeah.
I also disagree with these.
You think it's more awkward to telling somebody?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I totally agree. Because and this is the same as like when we get to like the bathroom one, which we'll talk about later, but like when it's yourself, you can own it and just go, "Oh, we're good."
My bad.
But when you have to tell somebody, you don't know how they're going to feel about it.
I'll be honest with you. I won't tell them.
Really? Yeah, I guess it's honestly I've done that many times.
Too anxious.
You would tell me though.
I would tell like someone I know. I'd be,
Yeah.
Yo, bro. Hey.
Go high low.
Yeah. I just look at you and be like, "Hey," and you'd be like, "What?" And I'd be like, you know.
I'd look at you. I go.
I'd be, like I wouldn't say it.
Yeah.
I would just like make sure that they understood.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So when I was in college, I was at GCU.
Yeah.
Lopes up.
Yeah. Lopes
up. And sorry, my back was itchy there for a second. Lopes up. And I was longboarding.
Yeah.
Down the main strip before, GCU was gigantic as it is now. This was just
right.
It was big, but not that big. And like going to class early in the morning.
Yeah.
Early for college, like 9 o'clock.
Right. Right.
It was like 8:45. And there was a girl walking in the distance, not that far ahead of me.
Right. Right.
She was wearing a dress. It had caught on her backpack.
Oh no.
Right.
Yeah.
So you could see her underwear.
Right. Right.
I panicked.
Right.
And I was like, I'm not going to class. Right. Like my mind shut off.
Right.
And it was like, this is so uncomfortable for everyone involved.
Yeah.
And like the right thing to do would be to nicely, politely tell someone like, hey, stuff, your dress just got caught in your backpack.
Right. Right.
There was no way. There was no way for my brain to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And as I'm like making the decision quickly to turn around, this girl comes sprinting across the like center grass area.
Yeah.
That you remember before? Were you around there before they had like fenced it in?
Yeah. Yeah. Or no, I wasn't there, but I can picture it. Yeah.
It was like open. This girl was just straight sprinting. Like I am mid turn. Like I'm legit going back.
Right.
Because I'm like, I'll go 5 minutes late. Like it was worth that to me because the amount of awkward that it caused me. She straight sprints across and like tells her, and then the girl's all embarrassed and she's like,
right.
Whatever happens, right? Like once at GCU, I was longboarding and fell.
Yeah.
And because it was
classic stories. Yeah.
Yeah. And just split jeans. Like,
you split
all the way down the butt of my jeans, just straight split it. And I'm just like, my underwear is just hanging out, and I like have to get back to my dorm.
Yeah,
which is on the other side of campus. So I just have to longboard.
Yeah,
which just
you didn't have a jacket that you could like.
No, man.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Just nothing.
You just go shirtless. Tie the shirt around.
No, it was worse. I was carrying Chick-fil-A.
Oh,
right. So I'm like, but I saved the bag.
Yeah.
Drink gone. Drink was gone because that's styrofoam. Of course. Had the bag still. So now I'm just like longboarding, but you can't like longboard with a bag of Chick-fil-A behind your butt without it being like awkward, So I'm just like carrying it proud. Like, I got Chick-fil-A. I did rip these jeans.
Yeah.
Yep, that did happen. Yeah. Everyone does see my underwear right now, but I have Chick-fil-A. But I'm like,
that's so awkward.
I will admit, in that moment, there was cowardice in me. It's like, I can't tell this person.
Yeah.
If I don't know you, I can't approach you about this. Like, I know it's the right thing to do for the embarrassment of you.
Right.
There's too much anxiety within me to be able to broach this subject without just completely throwing up from anxiety.
Totally. I remember, when I was growing up, we had a neighbor. I was second story, I was the second floor. And
because you're tall.
When I was 12, I was tall enough to see out the second story window standing on the first floor. That's what it was. But so my window looked like straight down into this dude's office, and he would always work at night in his tiny whities. and I remember like occasionally looking at my window and be like, oh, right. Like I'm never going to tell this guy. For one, I'm 12. But like,
you write a sign, just put it in the window. We can see you in the tiny one.
Get boxers, bro. It became a funny joke.
Oh man, that's hilarious. That is uncomfortable.
Yeah, no, for sure.
This is where I would say neither of us are the cool level where we could smooth out.
Yeah, and especially not when I was 12.
Yeah. I'm just avoidant. I'm
avoid
on the
that. Yeah.
other side of the scale. I'm just avoidant.
Mm-hmm.
I won't make it more awkward ever.
Yeah.
It was all the stone face. Like, it's over.
Yeah.
We're done with this.
Let's forget about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's done.
We're moving on. We'll never talk about it again. Like, I could hold that secret for someone.
Yeah. I see you.
But at the same time, I'm like, I'm not going to be the person that helps you escape this.
Yeah.
Like, if your ship is sinking in the awkwardness zone, you're going down alone.
Yeah. I will send a lifeboat to come pick you up after your ship is done. Yeah.
I am not jumping in and paling water out of that for you.
Right.
I'm just going to be like, you better find a way out.
Yeah.
Start swimming.
Abandon ship,
Start swimming. Like, my ship's over here. If you want to swim all the way over here and sit quietly with us, you can.
Yeah.
We're not going fast. We're not going slow. We're just staying right in the middle lane.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my group.
That's fair. That's totally fair.
Oh, man. All right. What was the next one?
Next one was, what's more awkward? I said clocking the toilet.
Yeah.
On accident.
I hate when I clock my toilet.
Yeah.
I'm like, time.
So slow. My new toilet goes real fast, actually.
Is it one of those turbojet ones?
Yeah. It's what's more awkward, clogging the toilet at someone's house or accidentally breaking a glass, like a glass or a plate at someone's house. I disagree with them on this one.
Yeah.
It's way worse. Like 10% of people said breaking a glass.
Here's one thing I thought of, though.
Yeah, I'm here.
This made me think introspectively about my own house.
Okay.
There should just be a plunger down in my toilet down there.
Yeah.
I don't think there is.
No.
I think there used to be.
You're absolutely right.
Every room should have a plunger.
Absolutely.
So you don't have to ask for a plunger.
I don't think the master bathroom needs one because
I
had this conversation with Tony the other day because we have a plunger, came with the house. Kind of gross, right? Like, I was like, truth.
You can't say
100% true. It came with the house.
As if it was like on the contract as a perk.
It was extra $2.50 dirty plunger. The garage plunger is what it is.
Like, I'll put an offer in. Plunger stays. We want the fridge and the plunger.
That's exactly what I did. But it's kind of dirty. It's one of those. It's one of those. Listen. It's one of those wooden handled ones with the black rubber at the bottom.
No,
you know what I'm talking about. You can't. You need a plunger, bro.
Buy a plunger.
I know.
I'll buy you a new plunger.
Okay, please do. But I have to send you the right one because Tony and I had a conversation about this. I was like, we need a plunger for our guest bathroom, and I was like, because. One, like, I'm comfortable. Like, if I was at Ricky's house, I'd be like, bro, where's your plunger? I got to go plunge this toilet.
We don't even have one right now.
You anywhere? You don't have a garage plunger? I got a second one. Also came with the house. I'll give it to you.
I broke it.
Wow. What did you eat?
When we were remodeling upstairs, I was throwing stuff from the shower out of the shower area,
just tossing it.
Yeah, like behind me because like everything was getting ripped out anyways.
Oh yeah.
And we had the same thing, a wood plunger, and I threw like this heavy piece of whatever the plaster is that our old shower was, and it just landed right there and just snapped it. And it was the same thing. It was like a wood one that we had bought and all of a sudden it was like a spear, and I was like, I don't think I could plunge with this because like there's no leverage. First one, it's like more like a safety weapon. But I did think. That is an effective home defense tool.
A plunger?
A plunger.
Because people will be like, gross.
Yeah. No. If you started trying to attack me, and I pulled a plunger up from the side of my bed,
right? Yeah. Okay.
You're gonna think twice,
especially if it's a little bit gross. Like there's a little bit of calcium deposits on it. You're like, it's been in the toilet recently.
You shouldn't throw out that plunger. You should just put it next to your bed.
Tony, I have this idea. I'm gonna get a plunger holster for beside my bed.
Intruders. I'm gonna throw the plunger at them. It's the most effective.
It's a great idea.
The most effective non-lethal weapon. I'll plunger you.
We're gonna sell this to the Canadians who aren't allowed to buy kitchen knives. It's a dirty plunger.
Just scary plungers in your car. They also help get dents out if you back into something.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's a great.
This is spiraling.
I don't.
We ran out on the a while ago.
If it's been black screened for a little bit, we'll put it in.
Yeah. We had a little technical issue there because we were having too much fun and laughing. And Paul is not here to keep us on track. So that didn't get video recorded. So sorry about that. So you just heard us laughing a lot, but couldn't see us. And we know that we're beautiful. But just imagine us laughing.
Yeah.
Back to our regular scheduled program.
My Instagram shut down because I have a timer on it for how
I got
long
it.
I'm
I got it up.
All right, cool. I mean, I could go put it back up.
You want to move to the next one?
Yeah, let's move.
Oh, wait, we didn't. I wanted to talk about this one. Clogging the toilet.
Oh, yeah.
Here's why. We got distracted by plungers. Clogging the toilet is less awkward.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, it is uncomfortable to ask for a plunger.
Right.
Now, there's multiple ways to get out of this.
Right.
Okay. There's the classic.
Use your hands.
No.
Okay.
Most people will lie.
Right.
They'll just be like, "No, that was me. I just went pee.
Sure.
It was whoever was before me, and then it must have refilled, and I tried to flush it, and it didn't work right."
I would not buy that.
That's the lie out. That happens, right? It just is like not. It's like flushing a little, but not all the way, right?
Right.
There's the other way. You tell no one.
Yeah, you just wait.
You just wait. And then the next person goes, and then they look the fool because you just said you won't buy it. Now they have to go in there and be like, the toilet, because it still slowly fills back up.
Right.
They go to flush, it doesn't flush. Everyone thinks it's them.
Yeah.
That's the evasive moment, right?
Oh, you're talking about when it's like it's a slow or it's like
yeah.
It
like it clogs,
everything's mostly down.
Anything.
Yeah. I see what you're talking about.
Now, let's go to the other situation.
Yeah.
The breaking of something at someone's house.
Yeah.
It depends what we're breaking.
Sure.
Right? If you broke my wife's little teacups,
yeah,
you would feel very uncomfortable about that.
I honestly, I don't think there's any piece of like not cutlery. What's the thing for
glassware?
Glassware in your house that I wouldn't feel uncomfortable breaking.
But like if you like this mug, they're not expensive. I could go to Bed Bath & Beyond and buy another one. Like
sure, but I'd feel uncomfortable.
Right, you'd be uncomfortable.
Right.
But I'm saying like if we take that further.
Oh yeah.
If you were to
something special,
like you knocked over the glass teacups that we have 2 of that my wife bought from an antique store.
Yeah.
There's no replacing that.
Right.
Like the toilet, worst comes to worst, I can call a plumber.
Right.
If someone did some real damage.
Yeah.
There's no replacing certain things.
Right.
Like, grandma's kitchen china that's been passed down for generations.
Right.
And you turn around and bump it and break one.
Yeah.
There's not a person cool enough to get out of that one.
Yeah.
That is just awkward beyond belief. Because what do you do?
Right.
Like the natural response is you hurriedly pick it up.
Yeah.
And then this is what everyone else does. We can glue it. Like, nobody wants you to glue this back together.
Right.
It's like, I'm not going to use the glued plate.
Yeah.
What am I going to do? Hand wash it the
You're
rest
gonna
of my
put it in
life?
the dishwasher and it's all going to fall apart.
Come on. No, it's done. Just throw it away.
Yeah.
Like, if you chip something, I feel a little awkward, but I'm like, it's still usable. But if you just full on break something.
Yeah.
And like, especially if it's glass.
Yeah.
Like a glass cup. Then it's awkward too, because then like everyone, it stops everything.
Yeah, because it's such a piercing noise.
And also you have to clean it up, and then like everyone has to walk gingerly around it to try and be a part of the cleanup process.
You have to get a vacuum out.
Yeah, like if it's mid-party and you break a glass like that, that is so much more awkward.
It becomes like a crime scene.
Yeah,
nobody's allowed in it.
If you mid-party clog a toilet, there is evasive moves where it's not your fault to everyone else's mind, because you just leave it. You just leave the party.
Right.
No one will know it's you.
I also think with like clogging the toilet, who hasn't clogged a toilet, right? Like everybody's clogged a toilet at some point.
People that don't use toilets haven't.
No, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good
you
point.
in China didn't.
No, I use toilets in China.
Well, the one toilet you told us about.
That one toilet.
Yeah,
I'm sure I could have.
No, where you said you had to take your pants completely
I was completely naked in that bathroom stall. Because I had no idea. You're literally all right. I'm rehashing this story now. Just like 2 minutes. You're literally standing I don't know why I took my shoes off. But you're standing to 2 sides.
No, hang on. Before you finish, this is my favorite story. Like, because this is what I'm saying. Like for you, it's like the middle between cool and awkward.
I have an uncool setting for sure.
But it's you. Like it is just classic. I understand.
You don't understand, man.
No, I understand your logic.
Me, yeah.
And like me, I'd be like, it's over. I'd just give up.
I'm just gonna poop my pants.
I'm just going the easy route.
Listen, you get in there, and it's just a long hole in the ground. It's just like a pill-shaped hole in the ground that's probably 8 inches wide by 24 inches deep, and it flushes backwards. Like it's just water. I think a jet stream of water just goes through. I don't know. I've never used one of these things in my entire life. I'm pooping in a long hole. And there's just streams of water. I don't know if I'm gonna. I might be in the splash zone for all I know. I've never used it.
This is literally one of my favorites of your stories. It's so funny. The fact that logically your brain went to, even though you had to go to the bathroom so bad, I gotta take all my clothes off. It's so funny. Oh man, that's so good. Which is why I understand that you're like, whatever, I clog a toilet, it's not a big deal.
It's not, bro. I'm like, dude, whoever knows where the plunger is in this house, just give me the plunger. I clogged the toilet.
Yeah. See, my thing though, I yelled at Paul about this week.
Yeah.
If you go to the bathroom like that, close the door, man.
Close the door, turn on the fan.
Yeah, courtesy. That's called courtesy. You don't just leave a door open.
Common courtesy. Honestly, though, I forget to do it all the time.
It's messed up. Mm-hmm. Next one, when there is one last slice of pizza or a cookie, do you take it or leave it for someone else?
Right, yeah. Really anything, like a donut.
This really is a question of, are you a dominance person, like I deserve this, or are you an evasive person?
I don't think it necessarily is, because I think you can evade the awkward moment of like, do you want? Or do you want it? And you can just be like, I'm gonna take it because everybody's gonna have a weird conversation about this,
right?
And that's what I do.
But I think that's the dominant part. That's just like, I'm gonna take charge of this.
Oh, maybe.
You know what I'm saying? There's the evasive person that's like, oh, someone might want it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because like the person that also is like, I'm not gonna take it is not the person that's gonna ask.
Yeah.
The person that asks is the person that's basically saying, I'm taking the last one.
I want this, but do you want this?
I'm willing to give you some of it.
Yeah.
But I'm not giving you all of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's very few people that are like, does anyone want the last piece of pizza? That are going to be like, and someone's like, me. And you're like, oh, okay, you can have it.
Yeah.
Most people are like, oh, well, I was going to eat it.
Yeah.
Like it's like a it's
okay.
like a question that it's like rhetorical more than anything
right
else, for most people.
The only time it's not is when they're trying to clean up.
Exactly.
Like if they're like trying to get rid of the pizza box to open a new one, or like they're trying to clean off the cutting board. Hey, does anybody want this so I can clean?
Right. But that's not a person that's also trying to take that piece.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm like, these people, this is really like those that are like confident and like, I want that piece.
Yeah.
First off, they're probably just going to take it and they're not going to ask.
Right.
But the people that ask are like, I'm willing to share.
Yeah.
And the people that are like the conflict evasive people that are leaving it, they're not even going to notice. Like they're not even going to acknowledge it.
Right.
They're going to see one last piece and they're going to turn around and walk away.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, whatever, just take it.
That's
unless there has been a specific comment like I made to you the other night.
Yeah.
But don't eat the last peanut butter cookie because my wife will murder you.
Right.
Because she wanted that peanut butter cookie.
Right.
And you would have taken the last one. She would have murdered you.
Probably would have.
She's got pepper spray. She would use it. Right.
And then Paul ate the last cookie.
And Paul did it, but she gave
it to him.
She did, right?
Yeah.
If he had just done that, would have been like crazy fight.
It would have been like when he said Dozer wasn't the cutest boy.
The Erica Paul feud would have been reignited. That was a rough 3 weeks in this household. Was crazy. Every time there was tension. There was signs on the door. It was rough, guys. It was rough. I didn't know what to do.
Yeah. No, wow, shoot.
But 55% of people said they would leave it.
Oh, I think there's like a timing threshold. Because like I'll try to be courteous and be like, I know there might be somebody who wants this last jalapeno popper or whatever it is, right? So like I'll wait like a good, depending on what it is, if it's like, hey, we've all been eating this, and then it's like 5 minutes, this last one hasn't gone, I'm like, I'm eating that. If it's like a piece of pizza, I'm like, all right, maybe I'll give it 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, nobody's taking it. They all feel awkward. I'm taking that.
Yeah. I have issue, and I'm fine with people taking it, right? Like people got to eat. Right. They're hungry, they should eat. Like people at our house, they eat all the time. I don't care.
Right.
I have issue with the people that like, they went first in line. And and then everyone kind of just finished getting their food.
Yeah.
And that person's already done with their food, and they're going for seconds already.
Yeah.
And like if there's not enough seconds for everyone else.
Right.
Where I'm like, yo, man, you can't just take a second full helping.
Right.
Because what if other people are?
You take a partial.
Right. Like, you already had the advantage by going first.
Yeah.
You can't then take it more advantage.
Yeah.
That's when you should ask.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, man, like, you went last. Are you going to want more? Like, we can split this one.
Right.
That's fair. Especially if it's a really good meal.
I agree with you there. Or
Right.
you take like just a spoonful of this aside.
Let me ask you this.
All right, let me hear it.
We buy pizza, let's say.
Yeah.
Party.
Yeah.
But it's like enough pizza, but it's not an excessive amount of pizza.
Sure.
We're right in the middle there. Right in the sweet spot.
Yeah.
How many slices of pizza is
I knew that was the
appropriate?
question. I think if you're buying pizza for a party, you want to shoot, unless you're like hosting like 100 people or something, you want to shoot for at least 2 slices a person.
I agree. How many is it appropriate to take on that first go around?
I think it also depends on the size of the party. If it's like
a normal group hangout,
like one of ours,
have.
like 12 people or something like that.
Yeah.
I think you take 1.
See, I'm like upwards of 2.
Upwards of 2?
If you could take 2.
Oh, okay.
Most. If you take 3 or 4 slices of pizza on your first go, that's selfish, bro.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Totally.
That's overdoing it. Like, you cannot walk out of there.
Right.
Like, if you walk out with 3 slices of pizza, I've now judged you.
Right. Yeah.
I'm like, you don't care about me. You don't want me to eat pizza.
Unless you bought the pizza.
Right. Then
That's the only situation.
Yeah. If it's your house too.
Also, let me ask you about this.
You get perks.
Yeah. If you buy pizza and it comes with 4 little packets of ranch, the dippable ones.
Yeah.
You don't really eat ranch with your pizza, do you?
No, I do.
Oh, you do. Who takes those? Because my thing is always you open one, you pour it out.
Yeah, you got to pour it.
But there are people who just take the whole thing.
I know, that's selfish too, man.
I know.
Like, if you are eating a group meal setting,
yeah,
you got to think about the group.
Yeah.
We all thrive together.
Right.
Or none of us do.
And I've You want to go?
No, you go.
I'll go.
You go.
I've done this before. I've taken the whole thing, but it was when there was like enough for everybody to have half of one, and it was because I was sharing it with my wife.
That's fair.
And I'm like, we're going to double dip, so it's fine. We kiss, so it's not a big deal.
You and your wife. Clarify. Not us. I will say this. I have done this.
Yeah.
I hope at this point the booger talk evaded my wife from the rest of this.
Yeah, okay.
There has been a point where this has happened in our group.
Okay.
And I may have been petty.
Yeah.
And I may have taken the sauces that were given to us and threw them out instantly.
Really?
Because there was 2.
Okay.
And I knew it would cause a fight.
Wait, what?
This was a while ago.
What was this?
But here's my logic.
Yeah.
I don't remember when it was. We have a lot of pizza here.
Do you remember who it was?
No, it was like we got it delivered.
Oh, okay.
And there was like 2 of one of the sauces. And I was like, and I just threw it away. I was like, we have our own ranch.
Yeah.
We don't need this.
Yeah.
We don't need this potential argument.
Right.
Here's my mindset on that. I'm going back to Batman.
Okay.
Okay.
Everything goes back to
It
Batman.
always goes back. The good one.
Yeah.
The boat scene. You got the little dial.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's going to blow up a boat, which I think blows up their own boat. We've heard my theory on this, right? What's he do with it? The criminal is like, let me do what you haven't done and you should have done hours ago. They give it to this big criminal guy.
Yeah.
Who's chained up.
Right.
They hand it to him like thinking he's gonna blow it up, and he just throws it out the window.
Right out into the sea.
He got rid of chaos.
He did.
That's me, because I don't need the sauce. I know there's many people in our group that need the sauce, and I know
they think they need the sauce,
and we have those people in our life.
Oh, totally.
We have the one saucers, and they need to hear this. Stop taking the sauce from yourself, man.
Yeah.
You pour that on a plate, and then you share it. And you take 2 slices of pizza, not 3.
I agree.
More than 2, selfish. You heard it here. Unless there's an excessive amount. Like if there's a whole pizza for every person, because you
take 3.
You accidentally added a 0.
I was buying 1 pizza.
Now it's 10 pizzas. Yeah. Then you take 3.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you own the house, you get privilege to take extra or get first dibs on the second round.
Sure.
Or if you paid for it all.
Right.
Then you also get that.
Yeah. Agreed.
Outside of that, if you didn't contribute financially to the
if you are
establishment
receiving the pizza
or to the pizza and you didn't pay an excess amount more than others, you take 2.
Agreed.
That is the social norm.
That said, though, in a situation where, let's say you bought the pizza, but I bought all the sides, and we're spending about the same amount of money, I don't think it's right for you to get 3 pieces of pizza.
No, 2.
Yeah.
Everyone should go to 2.
Yeah.
2 should be your default.
Right.
When in doubt, 2 slices.
There you go. I like that.
That should be a t-shirt.
Ricky for president.
We just solved world hunger of pizza.
It's all those people taking 3 slices or more. That's why people aren't eating in this world.
Selfish, man. That's selfish. All right, we got to burn through these last ones. When you're when you're at someone's house and you run out of toilet paper, do you feel comfortable asking for more?
Yes, I do.
Do you look in their cabinet first, though?
Oh, yeah, always.
I'm a snooper.
Yeah, you gotta. Or maybe they have a shelf, that you're like, oh, that's it.
I'm not going to go in someone's medicine cabinet.
No, I wouldn't go in there. You can't fit maybe you have a toilet paper roll in your medicine cabinet.
You just said their shelf, man.
I said a shelf, not a medicine cabinet. People have shelves in their bathroom.
If it's on the shelf, then there's no problem. You can see it.
Well, you still got to, get up and, and then, get one of those
Ours is always
crane hands.
It used to be under the cabinet, right next to the toilet. And we've gotten lazy, man. We just put the whole bag, you know how they come in the big, just put that right next to the toilet.
Exactly what you're talking about.
And I'm just like, whatever.
It works,
man. You can see it. And then people don't put it back on the roll. And I've just gotten to that point because there's so many people all the time. I'm like, whatever. Eventually, someone will put it back. It always finds its way back. But I do that. We do have people in our group that will put it back on the wrong way.
Yep. And honestly, I've probably been one of those people.
And that's offensive.
Just because I don't care.
I don't care either, but I'd rather it be off than on the wrong way.
Oh,
that's my personal preference.
All right. Do it right or don't do it at all. That's your personality.
Brother.
I get it.
Just like the scale.
Yeah.
If you're awkward on your own, I'm not doing anything to save you.
I'm more like, do it right, but if you don't do it right and it still kind of works, it's fine.
No, man. That's why you put hangers on the other way, don't you?
No, I don't. I used to. All right. I got married. I'm an adult.
Your wife yelled at you?
Yeah, that's really what happened.
You stop putting those hangers on.
She's like, what are you, a child?
You take 2 slices of pizza. And you share that sauce.
I was a monster.
64% of people said they feel comfortable asking for.
That's good.
I feel like you have to.
Yeah.
Because, what's the alternative?
Take a shower.
You told us. Can I get a towel? You just hop in the shower.
It's good. It's a power play, bro. It's confidence right there. You just
the dominance of someone else's house.
Hey, they just hear the shower turn on. Who's that?
Just decided to rinse off real quick.
Man, I love your Old Spice lavender body wash.
Do you happen to have a plunger I could use?
For the shower?
Just throw all of them in there at once.
Oh, man.
Man, why do you have that kind of medicine in your medicine cabinet? You just start going into everything.
Not everything.
You just make yourself as at home, like you live there. Are you okay? I noticed there's a lot of pills in here.
Wow, you guys have a lot of Pepto-Bismol. You gotta lay off the G's.
Oh, man. All right, what's more awkward, accidentally walking in on someone in a public restroom or someone accidentally walking in on you in a public restroom?
I accidentally voted opposite on this one.
Well, 54% of people said walking in on someone.
I think that's way more awkward. Wait,
you being the aggressor?
Yeah, you being the aggressor.
That's
worse because it's the same thing with the fart. Wait, it's not really the same thing with the fart. What was it? It was the same thing as something else. Hold on, it was a previous one.
What kind of sentence? What kind of sentence?
I was referencing earlier.
The same thing as the fart.
What was what were we talking about earlier?
Imagine a TikTok that's all we put. It's the same thing as the fart.
It's the same thing as the fart, and then just us laughing. What was the one earlier that I was like, it's like the bathroom one? Do you remember?
No, I'm
It's
lost.
like the third one. I don't know, but it's something about like in that moment you can just be confident. You can be like, all right, whatever. Like you get to pardon. Oops, sorry, I just hit my mic. You get to pardon the other person. You're like, it's cool. Here. We're good.
Yeah.
You know, but in the other, you have to wait upon the graces of somebody who may or may not be upset with you. You know,
yeah. It makes it more awkward for everyone if they get upset.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Right, you didn't lock the door.
Yeah. Well, even if like the door is locked, it's still awkward.
Right.
If you like try and push on it. Like,
and when you know you've locked the door, you're still worried in that moment. You're like, they're gonna come in.
There is a panic within you.
Yeah.
But here's the other problem. Like, have you ever been in a stall like that, and someone like goes at the door and it's locked, and then they knock? You ever had someone knock on it, and you're like,
no.
What? Why are you knocking? You don't live.
How often has this happened? Has this happened to you multiple times?
At least once.
Okay.
When you're like, why are you? This isn't a home. The door is locked. You don't ring the doorbell. You don't knock. You just understand that someone is in here. What do you think? It accidentally locks?
You open the door and they're like, "Have you heard about solar? Have you considered?" You know, your neighborhood.
There's a new solar grant going on. Oh my god! Hey, you found the way out. If you're the aggressor. That's the
Next time I knock on somebody's bathroom stall door, I'll go down.
Somebody's in here. Oh, good. Have you heard about our solar program?
You could be saving up to 65% on your energy consumption.
You could afford the really good toilet paper.
Oh, God.
Wow. All right. Oh, my God. We got to end this. I'm so tired. All right. There's a couple of these. Okay, hang on. What's other awkward situations you have encountered? And then you got to tell your story.
Oh,
close.
Okay.
Hang on. We got to tell these ones first.
Okay, yeah.
Someone just said what we already said, the U2 thing, but the movies.
Yeah.
This person said, saying to a woman you just met, "Oh, this must be your husband," when in fact it's not.
Oh, yeah.
It's actually her teenage
Yeah.
son.
That's horrible. That's worse for the son, for sure.
Is this your husband? No, that's my son. Oof. At that point, conversation over for me.
Yeah.
Be like, "Oh, it was nice to meet you," and I walk away.
You're like, well, he looks just like his father.
Hey, have you heard about our new solar ray?
Any situation, you just start talking about solar.
It's the new, like, how's the weather?
So, your waiter.
What do you guys think about Tesla?
You too. I mean, so how do you feel about solar? Have you heard about Bitcoin?
Okay, this one said, during conversation with a friend, a chunk of something fell out of his mouth into mine. Oh my gosh.
That's horrible.
I get it.
I would vomit profusely.
I would stop being friends with this person.
Yeah. You just
I don't know
you just
how
part ways.
I don't, unless they're like to that level of like friendship that's like we're just gonna endure everything together.
Right.
Like, I don't think I could look them in the eye again.
Yeah.
Without imagining them baby birding.
I couldn't stand close to them talking. I would have to call them on the phone every time I talk to them.
And they are your mother bird. You are their baby bird.
It was an immediate accidental dominance play, is what it was.
They said we were both aware of it, but it was so awkward, didn't even acknowledge it. What? You got it.
What do you do? Do you just keep it in your mouth? Yeah, like how? Oh,
I don't know. Can you see the time so we don't run out?
Yeah, we got 3.5 minutes.
All right. Well, can you tell your story in 3.5 minutes?
Yeah, I can't.
Let's do this. And your wisdom.
My wife Tony is a nurse. She says
What's up, T-Dog?
Yeah, she probably won't hear this.
That's okay.
The most awkward situation she's been in as a nurse. Actually, she hasn't been in this, but she's heard about people doing this, where somebody comes in and has an injury to where they are paralyzed and can't walk, and they just kind of throw out a phase like, "Don't worry, we'll get you back on your feet again." And I heard her tell me that, and I was like, that is the most awkward, like soul wrenching, just thing that you could you imagine walking out of that room just like, oh my gosh, what have I done? Horrible.
Yeah, that's bad.
That's rough.
Like, you have to be so careful about what you say.
I know. Oh my gosh.
You're like,
Yep. That one's rough.
I did that one with this. Just like,
do the awkward moonwalk
Nick
out.
Miller.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yep, I'm gone. I'm never coming back into this room.
And you knock on the door. Have you heard about Soul? Have you heard about our Soul? I need to get a new job. I'm working in this other place.
I've quit. All right. Well, we've talked about the awkwardness.
Yeah.
We've laughed about a lot of awkward things.
Lot.
We clearly have decided we are not the cool people to get out of awkwardness.
Close.
What's your wisdom for these people other than solar? Because we've clearly pitched that to them already.
Right. I think my wisdom for this episode is if you're trying to get into a bathroom or a bathroom stall and it's locked, just knock just in case. You never know. And if
it could have been a teenager that locked it and crawled out.
It. You don't know for sure. You got to go to the bathroom.
Also, don't be the guy that looks or the gal
through the crack.
You
make eye contact. That's the most awkward thing. Like, you know what? You know I'm on my phone looking at memes. This is my time.
They push. Yeah. Knock, no answer because you're awkward, and they're like,
just
anybody in there? Don't be that guy.
Oh, and if you're gonna look, at least look under the stall to see if there's shoes. But don't be too close to the stall when you do. It's just pops down under.
He's like, "Hey, you in there?"
You looks you dead in the eye. You in there? Yeah. Okay, all right, I'll wait.
Oh my god. Well, what an episode this has been. We love you guys. We appreciate you. Shoot us some ideas or messages if you have an idea for another episode that you want to hear us talk about. But we love you. Thanks for listening. And remember, stay off.